Kaleidoscope is the third studio album by British alternative rock band Siouxsie and the Banshees, released in 1980 by record label Polydor. With the departure of John McKay and Kenny Morris, and their replacement by two new musicians, Budgie on drums and John McGeoch on guitars, the band changed their musical direction and offered an album containing a wide variety of colors. It was almost a different band, said Siouxsie. The album was preceded by the hit singles Happy House and Christine. In the UK, Kaleidoscope quickly became their most successful album to date, climbing to No. 5 in the album's chart. Background and music. Following the departure of McKay and Morris, the band regrouped and redirected their sound for their third record. Departing from their previous work, the Banshees incorporated synthesizers and drum machines for the first time. They particularly experimented in electronic music on a couple of tracks. The electro-dance minimalism of Red Light and the atmospheric, synth-based piece Lunar Camel. The album also contained what could be described as a ballad, Desert Kisses. Kaleidoscope marked the debut of guitarist John McGeoch and new drummer Budgie. Siouxsie saw it like a new lease of life. The songs had been demoed at Warner Chappell Studios with only a bass and a synthesizer played by Siouxsie and Steven Severin. After the 1979 tour, Siouxsie had been ordered to take 1 month of rest by doctors. She used this time to learn to play guitar and compose music for the first time. Release. Kaleidoscope was released on 1 August 1980 by record label Polydor. The album peaked at No. 5 in the UK albums chart, the highest position the band has achieved to date. A 180-gram vinyl reissue of the album, remastered from the original quarter tapes and cut at half speed at Abbey Road Studios by Miles Showell, was released in December 2018. Critical reception. The reception from critics was positive. Melody makers Paul Hewitt gave the album qualified praise, summarizing it as a kaleidoscope of sound and imagery, new forms and content, flashing before our eyes. Singling out the tracks Paradise Place and Skin, Hewitt called them classic Banshee pieces. Hypnotic, relentless and incisive. Writing for Zigzag, Chris Needs hailed it as probably the most varied, diverse and adventurous offering yet to shimmer under the Banshees banner, praising the band's new musical direction. If anything, it makes its two predecessors seem a trifle one-dimensional now. Tracks veer from the lightest electronic backdrop pulse to surging sound walls as mesmeric and powerful as anything they've done. But the subtlety evident in Happy House and Marvelous Christine are the pointers to the main content of Kaleidoscope. Needs noted that Siouxsie's voice gained new strength and depth, but she's also widened beyond singing and writing to include synth, piano and a spot of guitar. The band's work on the singles Happy House and Christine was hailed shortly after their release by Piers the Gem. Singer-songwriter Paul Weller said that both songs used some unusual sounds, while drummer Rick Buckler qualified them as innovative. In his retrospective review, David Cleary of AllMusic described Kaleidoscope as a strong record with extraordinarily imaginative production values, featuring intricate synthesizer-flecked arrangements, psychedelic touches in Christine, spaceship synthesizer swoops in Tenant, and rhythmic camera clicks in Red Light, all enlivened their respective songs. Legacy. Kaleidoscope later influenced several critically acclaimed musicians. In a 1985 interview with Steve Sutherland, The Cure frontman Robert Smith cited the album when describing The Head on the Door. It reminds me of the Kaleidoscope album, the idea of having lots of different sounding things, different colors. During a TV interview to promote The Head on the Door, Smith also included Kaleidoscope in a selection of his top 5 all-time favorite albums. In a February 2008 interview on BBC Radio 2, Johnny Marr from The Smiths discussed McGeoch's contribution to Happy House. What it is about Happy House, from a guitar playing point of view, is for a start it's modern. It's not got any of the sort of creaky old rock and roll aspects to it, and it still sounded like the Banshees, almost more so. That's when I really began to become a fan of John McGeoch. It was an extra bonus for me that they'd got a great guitar player who had left another band and came in as a ringer and joined, and not surprisingly, that to me was a very good scenario. I've always liked that. It was like getting George Best on the guitar. Radiohead stated in 2008 interviews that they had rehearsed Happy House before going on tour. Guitarist Ed O'Brien added, "We've been doing all this stuff, which is our youth, really. You know, when we were teenagers. They were very formative years, and those bands." Bobby Gillespie of Primal Scream was inspired by both Happy House and Christine because they were pop songs with dark subject matter. He stated, "That's the idea, yeah. To use the conventional way of constructing a pop song to communicate what I feel about the world and my take on relationships. It's a twist that makes it darker than it seems." When we were growing up, Siouxsie and the Banshees were doing this kind of stuff. They were getting in the charts with songs about mental hospitals. Happy House, that was nearly number fucking 10 in the charts. Christine, the Strawberry Girl, Christine, Banana Split Lady, they were writing about a girl with schizophrenia. They were getting in pop magazines and on TV, they were getting played on daytime radio. It's fucking subversive. They were outsiders bringing outsider subjects to the mainstream. Sentigal took inspiration from the song Red Light, explaining, "My Superman is an interpolation of a Siouxsie Sioux song, Red Light. I love her song and I love this song." Sentigal also later sampled another song from Kaleidoscope, Lunar Camel, on her top-ranking remix album. Jeremy J covered the same song on his Airwalker EP. Kaleidoscope was also praised by the singer of Suede, Brett Anderson. Erasure's Andy Bell cited it as one of his favorites. More commercial offering from Siouxsie was much more up my street, and consequently, as with all my favorite teen angst albums, I learned all of the songs inside out and backwards. After nearly a 5-year hiatus from performing, Sue as a solo artist performed the album in its entirety at the Meltdown Festival at Royal Festival Hall in 2013. Track listing. Original release. All tracks are by Siouxsie and Steven Severin, lyrics by Siouxsie except where noted. Happy House, 353. Tenant, 343. Trophy, Sue/Severin/McGeoch, 320. Hybrid, 533. Clockface, 155. Lunar Camel, 303. Christine, lyrics by Severin, 301. Desert Kisses, 416. Red Light, lyrics by Severin, 323. Paradise Place, 436. Skin, 350. 2006 remastered reissue bonus tracks. Christine, demo version. Eve White/Eve Black, demo version. Arabia, Lunar Camel, demo version. Setting a Room, unreleased track. Paradise Place, demo version. Desert Kisses, demo version. Hybrid, demo version. Happy House, demo version. Israel, 7, A-side. Personnel. Siouxsie Sioux, vocals, acoustic, track 2, and electric guitar, track 10, finger cymbals, camera, track 8, melodica, track 11, production. Steven Severin, bass guitar, tracks 1-8, 10-11, electric guitar, track 2, vocals, piano, track 5, synthesizer, track 9, electric sitar, track 2, production. Budgie, drums, tracks 1-5, 7-11, harmonica, track 1, bass guitar, track 2, percussion, production. John McGeoch, guitar, tracks 1, 3, 4, 7, 8, saxophone, track 4, farface organ, track 7, sitar, track 8, string synth, track 8, production. Steve Jones, lead guitar on Clockface, Paradise Place, and Skin. Nigel Gray, production.